a reason why I love Quantico so much. I never really know what's going on. See, that's one of the things. You need a show where you are halfway just completely blitzed out of your mind as far as not knowing what's going on. That's when you know something's a good show. So this is Quantico Season 2, Episode 3. And the episode starts off with Alex. She's reporting into Miranda. The issue is that Miranda, what is Miranda doing? I don't know. I don't know who she's playing. Is she really playing Alex? Is she working with... I don't know. Is it just plain and simple and obvious and just thrown at us that she's a spy, that she's a traitor? Or who is she trying to betray? Or is this supposed to be an inside infiltration of the CIA so that she can go... I don't know. I don't know. But she's using Alex. She's definitely using Alex, and Alex doesn't know about it. She's using Alex, and she wants Alex to go and get her the numbers, the stats on how many people are in there, how many hostages, how many weapons, how many this, how many that. I'm thinking, so you're purposely trying to throw Alex in the fray, in the middle of everything. And by her doing so, now we have to worry about, Lord, we know Alex isn't going to be killed off, but she's definitely going to be found out. And it's going to be sooner rather than later. Ryan is talking to Raina, and Raina's trying to figure out, why am I still alive? I don't understand it. They found out what I was trying to do when they didn't kill me. Please like, comment, subscribe, by the way. They didn't kill you because they still need you. You're the only one who can translate. They can't break their cover. They can't break their sign, reveal their identity. So they need to go through you to convey a message to the rest of the world. Now we're back in a year ago, where Shelby is technically kind of not like the coach, but she's Alex's handler, and Nima is Booth's handler, Ryan. The thing is, they have to go and profile people. They have to profile the main people that they're around and decide who can they get close enough to get information on to make sure that they can figure out, okay, this person, I know them well enough. They may be the issue. They may be the problem. If I get to them, I get to the cell type of mentality. And they're just going through it. And it's funny because everyone is of course, Ryan and Alex are talking about who they feel is the person that they need to go after. And they're not on the same page at all. They're not on the same page. One likes Harry, the other one doesn't like Harry. One likes the lawyer, or feels like the lawyer can be cracked. The other one feels like the lawyer is completely closed off. One feels like the guy who went to jail, Mexican jail, the photographer guy, that he's not an open book, period. The other one feels like he's not an open book, period. That's the one person they can agree on. One feels like, oh, the monk dude, he's just stone cold. The other one's just like, oh, he's misunderstood. They're not on the same page, but they're not digging deep enough because they're going to be given a bug. That bug, the house gets swept for a bug every 5 days. So their window of opportunity is now. They have to go and figure out, okay, when can we possibly go and bug this person, and who is it going to be? That's what they have to figure out. We find out there's a new person, Lee. Lee is like this super organized career woman, and it looks like Lee and Harry are going to have some type of relationship. I already foresee that coming. We see Leah, and she seems very concerned about what's going on overseas. As you remember, she is a soldier, but we don't know how deep it is. We don't know how deep it goes. Everyone goes out to drinks, and this is where Alex and Ryan are trying to figure out, okay, who's going to be an open book. They don't know anything about Harry. They know not everything. They know something on everyone else except for Harry. Harry's doing an excellent job making sure that no one knows what's going on with him. All they know is that he has an accent. That's the only thing that they really know about him. That's it. So he's doing a great job. He's going to be a great agent. And Owen, who is the instructor for, the camp, he's letting it be known, all right, you guys are going to go into the woods. You're going to go into the woods, and you're going to figure out how to get back to the camp. That is your job. That is your mission. And trust and believe, when you walk, because originally he was probing Harry. He was like, so when was the last time you had sex? Harry said, last time. It's like, okay, where? Where was it? How many cars were there? How many lights? How many this? How many that? They said, fail. How this actually works is you need to be aware of your surroundings at all time, because that is a life or death situation. Life or death situation. We go back into present day. Miranda is doing a lot to try and get Shelby off of her case, because Shelby actually has an information regarding, okay, she has a profile on everyone who was at the farm, which is what the CIA calls their little training area for new recruits, the farm. And Miranda looked like, if this chick doesn't go away, I'm gonna kill her. Alex finds this container and it has the gear. It has the gear that the enemy's wearing, so she's gonna go and infiltrate and wear the gear. Shelby, we go back a year or so, and Miranda's trying to let it be known to Shelby and Neela that you guys suck. You guys are supposed to be their friends. You need to probe. They trust you, so they're going to trust you enough with certain pieces of information. You're trying to patty cake them. You're not asking them the hard-hitting stuff that needs to be asked. So go and figure it out. You're not the best, but you're the friends. It is what it is. Everyone's task is to now go and figure out, okay, learn as much as you can in this bar setting. Learn as much as you can in this hallway. We're going to spin you around. We're going to put noise canceling earphones on you. We're going to put blindfold on you. What room are you in? What senses can you use to determine what room are you in? I actually would love to do that type of test. And it's interesting. Certain people won. Like, for example, in the bar, the lawyer won because she scoped out everything. That's what she has to do. Lee won. She's anal about everything, so she could smell... She could hear Ryan, how he walks, and she could smell. It's like, oh, that's someone so and such's perfume. That's so and such room. Now we get this weird conversation with Leah, and Leah was talking to this agent saying that she wants back in. She wants back in the field, and the agent's basically curving her. We don't know why yet, but what we do know is, I'm looking at this like, Leah, did you just say you had sex with him, and not only did you have sex with him, he's married? Am I the only one that called? Leah, you really a side chick? You really a career side chick? Anyway, they get kidnapped and they're going to be thrown into the woods so that the competition can begin. While that's going on, we're back in present day, and Ryan realizes we need to figure out the identity of these people. The only way they can possibly do that is if they get the mask off. If they can get that mask off of just one person, then they'll know. So Ryan's going to enact a plan, but he's going to need the help of Harry, which is good because Harry doesn't really like him that much. So he's going to have Harry start a fight with him and try in the tussle. He can go and knock down one of the agents. Now, while everyone's in the woods trying to figure out how they can get back, everyone basically splits up from the people they're supposed to be working with. Ryan ends up being with, because when they're at the farm, they picked teams originally. So Ryan switches and he's working with the lawyer, and he's like, you know, you say how you can't do this, you can't do that, but when push comes to shove and you're by yourself, you're like a completely different person. You're on one, you're on 100, you somehow know how to do everything. Regardless of your fears or not, you're cool, copacetic. Alex is trying to talk to the photographer dude from Mexico, and she's really pushing him. He's just like, why are you so interested in me? He's like, well, you know, we're supposed to get to know each other. It's like, no, you're trying to get intel on me. But you know what? Since you're being nosy, yes, I did go to jail. I went to jail because of the fact that in Mexico, the jails are actually run by the cartel, and as a result of that, if you go and try to expose the truth on them, you get thrown in. But he purposely got thrown in because he wanted to see what was going on inside of jails. But the reason why he doesn't talk about it is because he almost didn't make it out. I'm like, Alex is so good for a sob story. She'll believe anything. Even if that's true, I'm like, she's too quick to believe stuff. Now we're back in present day, and Alex is trying to figure out how can she possibly go and get inside that room so that she can get a better estimate. So on her arm, she's writing down everything that she's seeing. While she's doing that, Booth goes and starts a fight with Harry. Harry realizes what's going on because Harry's not dumb. She's like, okay, this is a great idea. Let's go for it. And that's when Booth, he doesn't realize it, but it's Alex that he was trying to unmask. Stop. They heard her and they knew it was her. I'm thinking, how did they know it was her? How did they know it was her? Because I wouldn't have... See, that's how you know it's an inside job. They know her voice. They know her way too well. Way too well. That's why I'm wondering how many of them, because it looks like the majority of the class, if not almost all of them, are there from the CIA, or as they call it, the AIC. CIA spelled backwards. Leah is talking to her father, and when she does some digging, she realizes, you know, when you were talking to the recruits, I mean, you miss being out in the field, don't you? You miss it. We're just like, no, why did you say that? I can tell you miss it. You're a great agent. I can understand. You know, you missed a lot of stuff that was special to me, but it is what it is. While that's going on, Harry's talking to Lee, and Lee put these post-it sticks so that she can figure out how to get back soon, and so she knows, oh, I went this way, I'm going to go that way. Harry took them because he realized someone was leaving a marker. And he said, I actually want to help you because unlike most of the other people, you seem real. You're upfront, you are who you are, and I respect that. So I'm going to help you because it also helps me. I mean, I'm not dumb. You're actually smart enough to get out of here, so I'm going to use you to get out of here too. So they take Alex, back in present day, they take Alex, and it's only one person that's telling her. I'm thinking, this is Alex we're talking about, and you only assigned one person to him. See, that's how I know that you guys are undermanned, even though you basically have collars, explosive collars attached to them. You're still so afraid that they'll escape, but that being said, Alex starts to get into a fight with that person. We go back a year, and this is where we're like, oh yeah, that's one of the other instructors. Okay, cool beans. Owen is telling them, oh, you guys think you're going to be proud? Alex is just like, yeah, well, I guess it can't be a 20-person tie now, can it? Yeah, it definitely can't because y'all failed. The first team to come back took them 4 hours. It was supposed to take like 20 minutes. You were in the car. You weren't listening to hear any bumps in the road. You weren't listening to hear how many turns. Like, come on. Come on. You guys sucked at it. You guys were trash. You guys were horrendous. Alex and Booth now are trying to figure out who are they going to place the bug on. While they're talking to their friends / handlers, their friends are hitting them really hard. Nima is trying to tell Ryan, look, I understand you're trying to go along with whatever Alex wants you to go along with, but here's the reality of the situation. You can't go and do that any longer. You have to go with your instinct. You can't go and say, oh, this is what I want to do, even though you know this is what Alex wants to do. That's not going to work. No bueno. Instead, you need to go and figure out, this is the person you don't feel comfortable with, which that being the photographer from Mexico. And Alex is trying to go and say, I think she wants to tag Harry, maybe, but they're like, no, that's not the smart bet. That is not the smart bet. Shelby's trying to let it be known, you are a sucker for a sob story, which she is. Shelby was saying nothing but truth. She was saying, I don't agree with your choice. When it goes back and say, they ask, okay, so what are we agreed upon? She's saying Harry. He's saying the photographer from Mexico. So it was just like the majority rules. Alex felt betrayed, and she was just like, Booth, if you didn't feel the same way that I felt, then you could have at least told me. Which is true, but come on, this is Booth we're talking about. Back in present day, Alex is fighting off what she finds out to be one of the instructors at the AIC. See, it's just so, it's like, how many of them were really a part of this whole libertarian Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs group? I don't know, but Alex had a cyanide pill, which I forgot to mention earlier when she put on the gear. It looks like all of them have a pill just in case, almost like an ISIS type of Islamic stuff. You rather go and kill yourself, which means the information stays with you versus it being released. And Alex takes that pill, puts it in her mouth. It's just like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm thinking, no, you're not. She tried to kill you. You shouldn't be sorry for nothing. Just because these people actually like you and are like, you shouldn't be here, because I don't know why. Is Alex supposed to be like the maiden of revolution or something? That's what it almost feels like they're trying to paint her to be. So Alex handles that. We go back in time, And Leah's talking to her father, Owen, and saying, "You're the one that told the CIA, oh, I want my daughter, I want to spend quality time with my daughter." And just those words alone got them to go and take me off of active duty. So she was pissed. She was just like, you know what? They mock you. They say that you're trash. They thank God that you're no longer an agent. I'm like, ooh, dang. Did he not show up to anything you did in your childhood? Because you're being really mean. And she goes, gets on the phone, it's like, I'm in. I'm thinking, okay, what is she in for? Because I don't know. Alex goes back to the farm, and she goes, I think Booth or Alex, I forgot which one of them, tried to bug the Mexican photographer's room. Unfortunately, he placed a bug in there already to spy on Ryan. So now they're freaking out because they're wondering, oh no, I guess it means that the jig is up and he's possibly trying to go after us as well. Maybe he's a part of whatever it is that we're trying to look for, even though we don't know. And I forgot to mention how Harry was talking to Ryan and saying how he brought up Simon, which we know Simon died because he sacrificed himself to save everyone from the bomb. And he also brought up Will. So it's like, oh yeah, what about your other hacker friend, Will? I'm thinking, why? At first I was like, wait a minute, is Harry fluid? And I was thinking, oh Lord, Simon seemed like he would be. I mean, not Simon, but Will seemed like he is. And the thing is, Will is also very gullible. He's not good with dealing with people. So for someone who looks like Harry to go and give him the time of day, Jesus, Harry's just going to go and pump some information out of him. I hope that's all it is. Miranda, she talks to the group of techie people, and they're like, oh, everyone's computers are fried, because when Shelby tried to go and upload the information, Miranda made sure to put a virus on it. That's the real truth. But Shelby's like, I still have another one at home. I will be back. And Miranda's like, oh, okay, great. Give it to me. He's like, no, I already gave it to the higher ups. We're good. It's just like, oh, that's wonderful. Damn it, Shelby. Damn it. That's what she was thinking. But with all of that happening, because they were like, we're going to kill Booth. Next thing you know, the teacher from AIC's body comes down, and it's like 2 down, and they know Alex is still alive. Alex is still alive. She's going to be the harbinger of, she's going to save us. I'm thinking, this show's good. This show is good. It's definitely underrated.